Back to Further Solutions Academy. On this video, I'll be walking you on differentiation rules. Before now, we have talked about I've talked about first principle, which is the definition of differentiation, and with first principle and then normal techniques, which is basic rule of differentiating. And on this video, I'll be working on differentiation rules. Which outline of this video I'll be talking about function of function, which is known as chain rule, product rule, and quotient rule. Due to time, so that I will be able to explain very well. This one will give us one video, video 1, and video 2, video 3. It means I'll be working on this to be specific. I'll be working on function of function, which is known as chain rule. That is what I'm going to be working on this video. It means this particular video will be on chain rule. That is what I'm going to be working on, which is the rules. I want to pick this rule, which is known as chain rule. We have product rule and we have quotient rule. Now, chain rule, just like we are talking about y equals to s plus n bracket of n. That is chain rule. I think that is what I'm going to be working on. Why this one? Y equals to u v f of x, function of x, don't forget that, which is that. I will handle that. For instance, we have y equals to s plus 1, s plus n. We are differentiating with respect of x. That is a product rule. Quotient rule, we are talking about y equals to u all over v. Take note of that. That is what quotient rules are all about. Don't forget their function of x, their function of x. Y of x. And take note of this, it must be implicit. I've told you that implicit is equals to x plus 1, like this, something like this. Now, it means x is on its own, y is on its own. Once in the case of you're having xy plus x squared y equals to something, this is another case. This is another problem, which is known as implicit. That should be after the rules. I will work on implicit also. Now, for me to work on chain rule, which by the end of this video, you will understand chain rule. Now, let me give out some information on chain rule. Take note of that. I'm working on chain rule. Now, I will be working on chain rule, which is known as chain rule. Okay, let me use the normal duster to clean this. That will be fine. Now, when we talk about chain rule, don't forget that I've told you that my y equals to s plus n bracket of n. Of n, for instance. That is my chain rule. So for me to differentiate this, I must determine by saying that what? Let y equals to u raised to power n. What is my u? My u equals to s plus n. Do you get what I'm saying? The y, the x, the u will be equals to m, n, m minus 1. And the x will be equals to 1. Now, for me to do this, the y, the x will be equals to dy, du, multiplied by du, the what? The x. That is what I'm talking about. Now, don't forget that my dy du is equals to m u raised to power m minus 1. And this multiplied by 1, which is my 1, I can answer that what? My u, this m minus 1. What is my u? My u is given as this. It means I'm talking about m u, which is going to be s plus n, bracket of what? M minus 1. That is my what? Dy, dx. That is mine. Now, this is very good. This is the laws. This is the rules. This is the principle. Don't forget, this is the rule I'm referring to that I want to explain on this video. That is the rules I want to explain on this video. I'm talking about one rules here. Now, this is the rules I want to explain on this video. But when you are given in an objective problem, like you are having y equals to, what is that problem? X plus n bracket of n. Now, by so doing this, I don't need to stress myself. If I were you, the y, the x, it will be equals to bring down the power. I will bring down the power like this. In differentiate inside, which is differentiate inside, I will be equals to 1. And return this particular function, x and the minus 1 from the power. That is all. This can solve any problem on chain rule. This can solve any problem on what? On chain rule. For instance, like a problem was given to us, I didn't, okay, I have y equals to 1 all over what? X raised plus 1 bracket of 3. Now, I can square write this as, this is a positive problem. You know, I thought I saw it somewhere in the positive. I can write this as x plus 1 bracket of minus 1. Now, this is same thing as this. This is in form of our inverse form. This is in form of our inverse form. This is in form of now, I can write this as, how do I differentiate dy? Dx will be equals to, bring down the power minus 3. Differentiate inside there it will be what? I'll be having 6x. Now I differentiate inside, return the function which is 3x squared plus 1 minus 1 from the power, minus 3 minus 1. That is my answer. It means I'll be having minus 18x x squared plus 1 bracket of what? Minus 4. Now my dy, the x will be equals to what? Minus 18 divided by what? 3x squared plus 1 bracket of what? 4. Can you see? That is all about that. This is a problem that was given to last jam, post-term exam. Okay, let me try to bring out some problems so that it will really help. You know how to handle problems on the function. I mean, on a function of function, which is known as chain rule. Now, look at these problems. Okay, don't forget to share the video across your classmates, your friends, your everybody. Inform them that further solutions are there for you to help, any problem in mathematics, physics, and chemistry. And you can book for our online class wherever you are across the world. Now, let me try to write out some problems. Look at the question here. Okay, let me use these these 4 questions to explain function of function. Now, this first one, if I'm to find the y, the x, what I just need to do, take note of this. I will just say that what, if I want to do it at elementary level, let y equals to u raised to power 3. That is, now dy, du will be equals to 3u squared. 3u squared. Now, and my u equals to what? X plus 1. Du, the x will be equals to 2. Now, dy, the x will be equals to dy du multiplied by du dx, which also implies, what is my y du, which will be 3u squared multiplied by 2. My answer become what? Permit me to write this here. I think let me move this one down. Y equals to 3 cos 4x. Now permit me to break of this. Now it means I'll be having my dy, du, the x will be equals to 3, which is going to be 6. What is my u? My u is equals to this, bracket of 2x plus 1, bracket of squared. That is my answer. Now, this long journey, you don't need this long journey when you are talking about objective. This is not needed. In objective, what you just need to do is your answer that is very important. If I were you, in objective questions, I'm just referring to questions in objective. What you just need to do, dy, the x will be equals to, bring down the power, I have 3, differentiate inside, I have 2, and return the function 2x plus 1 and minus 1 from the power. That is, my answer become what? 6 bracket of 2x plus 1 squared. That is my answer. Please, that is objective. Please, that is objective. That is objective, because I won't lie to you, most of our students are doing well. These are the information that are already with them. Now, look at this. What I will just do here now, normal way, I will just say let y equals to what? 3 cos u. Cos u. Now, what is my u? My u equals to what? 4x. Now, the x will be equals to, when I differentiate that, it will be equals to minus what? My 3, which is minus 3 sine u. And this one will be what? The x will be equals to 4. Which the same way, y dx will be equals to what? Minus this times this, I think it will be 12. And sine, what is my u? My u is equals to what? 4x. That is all. That is all. But in objective, please take note of this. If it is objective, I don't need that stress. Objective, I don't need that stress. My y equals to cos 3 cos 4u, 4x rather. Now, what you just need to do, du dx will be equals to, differentiate inside, I have 3 brackets of 4, differentiate every function, which is going to be what? Minus sine 4x. My answer becomes 12 minus sine 4x. That is my answer. Now, look at this also. This is another way, you can see a problem like this, which I'll be having. I can write this as x squared plus 1 bracket of what? 1 over 3. Now, please, all what I'm using now, I'm using indices. If you are not very good in indices, you may not be able to handle some technical differentiation problem. Now, I'll move on by having dy, du. If our u differentiate, bring down the power 1 over 3. The power is 1 over 3. Differentiate what is there. I'll be having 6x. Now, return the function, which is 3x squared plus 1 minus 1 from the, it means I'm talking about 1 over 3 minus 1, which is going to be 3 minus, that will be 2 minus 2 over 3. Now, my answer becomes here 1, here 2. Now, I'll be having 2x divides 3x squared plus 1 bracket of what? 2 over 3, which I consider my dy. The s will be equals to 2x divides cube root of x 3x squared plus 1 bracket of what? Of 2. That is all. You can see any of it can be your option. That is all about that. This also, which is the last one, I'm having the y equals to what? Now, if I were you, this particular one, the simplest, okay, let me do it in the normal way. Let y equals to what? U raised to power 3, power 2 rather. And you know that my u equals to what? Cos x minus sine x. Now, which I will be having the y, the u equals to 2u. And the u dx will be equals to minus sine u, times sine x, plus cos x. Now, I just differentiate. Now, if I were you, I would just have what? Dy, dx will be equals to du, dy, du, multiplied by du dx, which implies, what is my, I have 2u, and multiplied by, which is, I can say multiplied by, minus sine. I can write this as cos x minus sine x. Now, what is my u? My u is what I'm having here, which is 2 bracket of cos x minus sine x, and I'm having bracket of cos x sine x. That is all. That is all. You can see, if I want to use the same method, what I will just need to do in objective problems. Now, if it is objective problem, what you just need to do, I will have y equals to cos x minus sine x, or bracket of what? Squared. Now, bring down the power, y equals to, bring down the power to, differentiate inside, I'll be having cos x minus sine x, and return this function, which is cos. This one will be minus, sorry. Is it minus there? Hope I'm not making a mistake. No, I'm not making a mistake. If I have this, this is going to be plus. The question is minus. Okay, I'm correct. Thank you. I'm correct. Now, I'll be having cos x minus sine x. And this one will be what? This one will be, okay, cos x minus sine x. And when I bring out, okay, differentiate inside, this will be minus, this one will be, what am I doing now? Hope I'm not making a mistake. Differentiate inside, I mean return the function cos x minus sine x. Okay, differentiate inside, which I'll be having minus sine x minus cos x, or bracket of, this is 1. Now my answer become 2 minus 2. If I should do it very well, minus 2, I have sine x plus cos x, and I have cos x minus sine x. Okay, I think I'm making a mistake here, which is the mistake. It will be minus will be here, and here will be plus. Take note of that. Okay, that is all about that. Okay, before I end this part, let me try to show second derivative, for better understanding. Second derivative of a given function, which is in form of function of function. Okay, look at this problem. I think there's a problem here which is also in positively. I have y equals to 2x plus 3 bracket of minus 1 all over 3. 1 over 2 rather. I'm asked to find d square y all over divide x square y. Okay, now this is second derivative, which we all know that if I'm to do this, I will have it, I can call it y prime. It's also the same thing as y prime. Okay, which bring down the power 1 all over 2, differentiate inside 2, and return the function. I have 2x plus 3, and minus 1 from the power, I'll be having 1 all over 2, because this is minus. Okay, now since I have this, we cancel this, I'll be having my y prime equals to what? Minus x plus 3, or bracket of 1 all over 2. Now, I want to move on to prime, which is known as d square y all over x squared, which is second derivative. Now, bring down the power, drop down the power. I will drop down the power, minus 1 all over 2. Okay, differentiate inside, dot 1, which is 2, return the function, and minus 1 from the power. Can you see? Which I'll be having back to minus 1 over 2. Minus 1 over 2. Now, this will cancel this. It means I'll be having minus 2x plus 3 bracket of minus 1 over 2. Which I will be writing is that the same thing as, which is also the same thing as minus 1 divides root of 2x plus 3. That is all about that. Can you see that the only problem here is the minus? The only problem is the minus. It means my y can be equals to minus d square y all over what? X square y. That is going to be. Okay, I think I'll be stopping here. Don't forget you are home with further solutions academy. Once again, thanks for watching.